Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Whitehall City Council meeting of November 3rd, 2020. I'd like to start off with a moment of silence, if everybody would rise for that, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ms. Aug, would you please call roll?
Bailey.
Present.
Rodriguez.
Present.
Elmore.
Present.
Coniston.
Present.
Cantor.
Present.
Heck.
Present.
Morrison.
Present.
President Potter.
Present. At this time, I'd accept a motion for the approval of the minutes of the August 20th, 2020 agenda and regular meeting minutes.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
A motion is made by Ms. Coniston, second by Mr. Cantor. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Elmore.
Yes.
Coniston.
Yes.
Cantor.
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
The minutes have been approved. At this time, it's our first poll public of the evening, and in talking with the clerk of council, we've got no letters that have been presented to us this evening, so we'll now move on to our standing committee reports. The first one being administration and financial management. Chairperson Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. Administration Financial Management did meet last week. We have one item to be introduced tonight. Our minutes are on file. We will meet again next Tuesday sometime after 6:30.
Thank you. Community and Elder Advocacy, Chairperson Elmore.
Thank you, Mr. President. Community and Elder Advocacy did meet last Tuesday. Our minutes are on file. We have no drafts or pending legislation, and we will meet again next Tuesday, 6:30.
Thank you. Community Standards Enforcement, Chairperson Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. Community Standards and Enforcement met last week. Minutes are on file. No pending legislation. We'll meet again next Tuesday sometime after 6:30.
Very good, thank you. Economic Development, Chairperson Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. Economic Development also met last Tuesday. Our minutes are on file. We'll meet again next Tuesday, sometime after 6:30.
Okay. Infrastructure, Maintenance and Services, Chairperson Heck.
Thank you, Mr. President. Infrastructure, Maintenance, and Services met last Tuesday. We have 5 pieces of legislation all being voted on tonight in second reading. We will meet next Tuesday sometime after 6:30.
Terrific. And Parks, Public Safety, Chairperson Coniston.
Thank you, Mr. President. Public Safety met last week. Our minutes are on file, and we'll meet again next week sometime around 6:30 or thereafter.
Or thereafter? Okay, very good, thank you. And Parks and Recreation, Chairperson Cantor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Parks and Recreation also met last week. Our minutes are on file. We'll meet again next week in the back after 6 o'clock or 6:30. And I also wanted to remind everybody that if you go to our city website, go to Parks and Rec, click on Commission. We will be taking letters of interest and resumes through the 5th of this month at 12 noon. Is that right? The 5th, 13th? Through the 13th of this month at 12 noon. So look forward to seeing some new faces. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Official reports, Mayor Kim Maggard.
I have no report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. City Attorney Michael Bivens is not with us this evening. City Auditor Dan Miller is not with us this evening. Director of Development and Public Service, Zach Woodruff is not with us this evening. Director of Public Service, Public Safety, Van Gregg, not with us this evening. And Treasurer Steve Quinzel, also not with us this evening. As far as myself, there have been no official reports filed in the council office since the last meeting. Next, we have communications, petitions, and claims. And there have been no communications, petitions, or claims filed in the council office since our last meeting. Ms. Aug, would you please call roll as to whether each member of council was given a copy of each item of legislation listed on the agenda prior to the meeting and including any add-on legislation?
Bailey.
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Elmore.
Yes.
Coniston.
Yes.
Cantor.
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Thank you. That brings us to third reading, and this evening we have no legislation for third reading. Second reading, we have ordinance 91, 2020, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with Rumpke of Ohio to provide for the provision of recycling services, including the acceptance of delivery and processing of recyclable materials generated in and around from residential units, municipal facilities, and during special events.
Mr. President, I would like to introduce ordinance number 91, 2020, and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second.
Ordinance 91, 2020 has been introduced by Ms. Heck, second by Mr. Morrison, and requesting the suspension of all rules. A discussion on the motion. Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Mr. President, I'd like to move to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt, second by Mr. Morrison, from Ms. Heck. Any discussion on the ordinance? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 91, 2020 has been adopted. Ordinance 92, 2020, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement to apply for, accept a grant from, and participate in the Solid Waste Authority of Central Ohio's Recycling Cart Grant Program for the purchase of recycling carts.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce ordinance number 92, 2020, and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second.
Ms. Heck has introduced ordinance 92, 2020, and requesting suspension of all rules, seconded by Ms. Elmore. Any discussion on the motion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt from Ms. Heck, seconded by Ms. Elmore. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Ordinance 92, 2020 has been adopted. Ordinance 93, 2020, authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement to apply for, accept a grant from, and participate in the Solid Waste Authority of Central Ohio's Waste Reduction Pilot Program for the purchase of garbage carts.
Mr. President, I would like to introduce ordinance number 93, 2020, and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second.
A motion by Ms. Heck, second by Ms. Elmore for the introduction of ordinance 93, 2020, and for the suspension of all rules. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt by Ms. Heck, second by Ms. Elmore. Any discussion on the motion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Ordinance 93, 2020 has been adopted. Ordinance 94, 2020, authorizing the mayor to execute a finance agreement with Rarig Financial Services for the purchase of garbage collection containers and delivery services from Rarig Pacific Company.
Mr. President, I would like to introduce ordinance number 94, 2020, and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second.
Ms. Heck has introduced ordinance 94, 2020, requesting the suspension of all rules, seconded by Ms. Coniston. Any discussion on the motion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt, made by Ms. Heck, seconded by Ms. Coniston. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
Ordinance 94, 2020 has been adopted. Resolution 39, 2020, authorizing the mayor to join National Intergovernmental Purchasing Alliance Company, DBA, Omnia Partners, a public sector cooperative purchasing program administrator, and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce resolution number 39, 2020, and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second.
Ms. Heck has introduced Resolution 39, 2020, requesting suspension of all rules, seconded by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion on the motion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Move to adopt?
Second.
Motion to adopt by Ms. Heck, second by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston.
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Resolution 39, 2020 has been adopted. Under first reading, we have ordinance 96, 2020, authorizing the creation of the Jefferson Township Whitehall Jet Fund 830, appropriating $40,000 from unappropriated monies in the Jefferson Township Whitehall Jet Fund 830 to the Jefferson Township Whitehall Jet Expense Account 830.000.50,000 and declaring emergency.
Mr. President, I'd like to introduce ordinance 96, 2020, move for suspension of rules.
Second.
Mr. Bailey has introduced ordinance 96, 2020, requesting suspension of all rules, seconded by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion on the motion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
The rules have been suspended.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt by Mr. Bailey, seconded by Mr. Morrison. Any discussion? Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Bailey,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Cantor,
Yes.
Heck,
Yes.
Morrison.
Yes.
Ordinance 96, 2020 has been adopted. Ordinance 97, 2020 will be read by title only this evening, and that is reclassifying a fund advance as a fund transfer and declaring an emergency. Again, that's by title only. That now brings us to our second poll public of the evening. As I shared earlier, we have no letters that have been submitted to the council office, which will then bring us to our community date board, and I will open that up, and I'm always looking at Karen first.
Well, I don't have anything for future that I can think of. However, I would like to take the opportunity of thanking many, many people for this past weekend. WCCA had their Halloween drive-through, and it was a success. We had about 400 to 450 come through to pick up treat bags, and a huge thank you to Larry Morrison for helping to put those together, and for Joanna to coming to our aid when we didn't think we were going to get done in time. Huge shout out to Target that donated tons of candy, and Judy Long and Wes Cantor. It takes a lot of people to go ahead and to run an event, and we've got a wonderful community that really all pulled together for that. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody.
Very nice. Anybody have anything else for community date board? Hearing nothing, I'll go to full council. Mr. Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't really have anything other than I hope tomorrow when we wake up, we can all get along and respect each other and get this entire country to band together and take on the real threat of this virus. That's all I have.
Here, here. Well said. Mr. Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. That's a good point. We need to get this nasty election season behind us, and all, I think that's one of the nice things. Whitehall isn't that small of a town, but there's, a lot of people know each other, and, we know what side of the aisle we sit on and certain things, but, at the end of the day, we're the ones who have to live together, and love and laugh and enjoy and, whatnot, so, it'll be good to get back to some kind of normalcy when it comes to that, so we can go on living our lives. Because at the end of the day, who's in charge over there doesn't matter. It's what we do, what we choose to do, our civility with one another and our neighbors, that's going to make the difference. And looking forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Elmore.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I'd like to thank everybody that has watched on Facebook. Today is Election Day, and it's a day that probably everybody is glad is over. Some would say, I'm so glad I'm not getting phone calls anymore, or lit drops, or mailers anymore. And I just want to say that it is part of the process. If you register to vote, getting the opportunity to exercise that vote is really important. And with all the unrest and the civil unrest, and as my colleagues have already talked about, I believe in the power of prayer. The Bible says that if my people are called by my name and humble themselves and pray and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and I will seek their face, and I will forgive their land and forgive their sins and heal their land. And this land, the United States of America, needs healing. It is 2020, and it's an unexplainable year, as was already stated. We've had COVID-19, we've had loss of jobs, unemployment, loss of life, social distancing. It has been a lot for a lot of people to cope with. Mental health has been on the rise, and we do need to band together as a country. And no matter what, I just believe that, for me, that God is in charge, and He has all of us, and He's going to make sure that, that things work out for the good. And it's my hope, because I'm an optimist, it's just my hope that we come together and exercise and live out what liberty and justice is really all about. I just hope that everybody stays safe, show love to one another, and take care of yourselves and take care of your family. Thank you.
Thank you, very nicely said. Ms. Coniston.
Just like to thank everybody for viewing, and we'll see everybody again soon.
Ms. Heck.
Mr. Cantor, and then me, right?
Oh, thank you, yes, Mr. Cantor.
Oh.
I mean, we could go out of order. I've just gotten so used to having something
top
late.
of
I was testing you.
You're fine, you're fine. I'd like to thank everybody for watching as well. It's like my colleagues have said, we're Americans. I hope that you went to the polls today, if you're registered to vote. I hope you sent in your absentee ballot, if you chose to mail in the absentee ballot. And let's hope, like we all said, that we wake up tomorrow, and we have one nation versus the division that we have right now. Councilperson Coniston, thank you so much for giving all that candy to my kids and my grandkids this past weekend.
Take care of the dentist bill when the cavities come in.
We haven't been there yet, but I know Cindy and I have been discussing, we're going to have to be taking the two girls. By the way, hi, girls, I love you, so I don't want them to jump in. But I do thank you two for saying that one in my absence, and it is nice to be back. So whoever wins this election, it's like Chris said, they pretty much don't affect us, it's what we do. It's how we live our lives. And that's the good thing about the community that we live in. So that's the good thing about sitting up here with all of you up here and the work that you do. And of course our leader that's sitting down there. Thank you so much. But that's all I have.
Thank you, Wes. Now, so this makes me some really good stuff. So
Yes, it's really not. Thank you for everybody tuning in today. Thank you to everybody that was able to vote and exercise their right to vote today, or with an absentee ballot or early voting ballot. I just agree with what everybody else said up here, and I just hope that we can get through this COVID and really respect each other. So that's all I got.
well said, thank
I know,
you.
right?
Yes.
Been waiting for that.
Mr. Morrison.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would also like to thank everyone for showing up and for watching on the web. Also, as said previously, if you could remember the song of the late, great Aretha Franklin, Respect. That's all I got.
Thank you very much. I would like to echo what was shared up here and so eloquently said. The other thing, that passions were clearly running high coming into election, regardless of where you were coming in on each particular candidate. I guess the one nice takeaway out of this for me is the records I think we're going to be setting with people actually going to the polls. I'm sorry it took this action to get that action to occur, but I would certainly like to see that continue, because everybody does have skin in the game and needs to exercise that right to vote. I personally, and I believe this is probably true for a lot of my colleagues, I have never missed an election, nor would I, and that is even when I was in college. I actually drove home from Athens that day to vote. I think it's incredibly important to do that, so I would encourage everybody to continue that practice, because if you don't vote, you don't get the right to complain. And that just kind of goes hand in hand. So with that, I have got nothing further.
Mr. President, move to adjourn.
Second.
I've had a motion by Mr. Bailey, second by Ms. Elmore. Any discussion? And there never is. Ms. Aug, please call the roll.
Motion to reconsider.
Bailey?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Elmore?
Yes.
Coniston?
Yes.
Cantor?
Yes.
Heck?
Yes.
Morrison?
Yes.
We are adjourned.
I'm a little disappointed that he didn't break into